The following is a non-profit fan-based production. Undertale is owned by Toby Fox. Please support the official release.
Hello, this is Teach, here today with a bonus episode I wasn't able to get into the bonus room for Undertale, so I'm afraid that's not this place. But here we are anyways. After many years, I finally finished up Undertale with voices, both Genocider and Pacifist. It's crazy that I was able to get this far, but to be honest, a good portion of the credit goes to my brother, the Weatherman. While I wrote out Genocider, he worked on Pacifist. It was how we were able to tackle both series at once. Granted, we couldn't both edit those series, but it was what it was. Honestly, if it was just me alone, I might have possibly stopped at Undertale with Voices Genocider and called it a day. But since the Weatherman put a lot of hard work into making these episodes, I had to return the favor for him and complete them, even though things turned out vastly different from what I envisioned. Having spent literally years on this, one might say that I am Undertaled out. It was quite tedious to edit, and I am mentally exhausted from going through practically every corner of the series. But then came Deltarune, and while people came up with rather interesting ideas for the next great Undertale game, hell, even I came up with an idea for an Undertale game of my own, Toby Fox, the original creator, managed to top them all and renew my love for this series. Not only does Deltarune manage to improve on everything, but he also takes the second game in a rather unexpected direction, one that is neither sequel nor prequel, but an alternate reality. The same characters were there, but they are different. There are also new characters that take the stage and get developed very well. And where Undertale's overall theme was the choice between killing and sparing the monsters, Deltarune completely does a 180 and indicates that none of your choices actually matter. And given that it's Toby Fox behind the helm, it's gonna be good. Personally, I can't wait for this game to get finished. But now that I have this episode released, I'm kind of in a quandary at this moment. Right now, I am working on two different series. The first is OCTOPATH Traveler MACHINARRIDGED Season 1. The second is Mad Father with Voices. Now when I do a series, I tend to break it up into 4 phases. First is recording, second is writing, third is voice acting, and fourth is editing. Right now, Atma is on the voice acting phase, while Mad Father is in the writing phase. What this basically translates to is me working on 2 projects, but not being able to release anything for a long period of time. And I do mean it'll take me quite a while, given that I have a full-time job and some family matters at home that need to be addressed. It leaves me with little time for the With Voices series. So instead of upgrading my performance, I find myself having to downgrade. This problem can be solved in one of 2 ways. First off, I need other people who can take some of the work off my back and do some editing for me. A second editor that can handle a smaller series will make a vast difference in the overall performance of this channel. A second solution is gonna have to be money. If you go on my Patreon and make a pledge, it would make such a difference like you wouldn't believe. And the kicker is, you don't even have to donate much. Just $1 a month is all I need. In a case like this, 200 patrons donating $1 a month would be much better than one person donating $300 a month. Don't get me wrong, I would love the $300 a month too, and it would be very generous, but in a case like this, quantity is going to have to win over quality. Aside from that, I am going to need to find a new way to produce videos to keep you folks sated while I continue to work on the other 2 series. It would have to be something I could do quickly and easily, so no new series per se. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Otherwise, consider this a hiatus of sorts. Just keep in mind that while this may take a while, I am working on the other 2 series at this time. Chances are you might start seeing episodes of Atma before you see Mad Father. Anyway, since I've hit this rather huge milestone, I've decided to wrap things up with a Q&A session. So without further ado, let's begin. KDR asks, is it known what the machine in Sans' basement does?
Unclear.
Like, why does he even have it?
Unclear.
Is he one of the people the evil doc talked to in Report 17?
Unclear.
In all seriousness, nobody knows at this point. This is kind of a secret discovery that's open to interpretation and may be explored in a future game. That being said, it's highly likely that the Sans that appeared in Deltarune is the exact same Sans that appeared in Undertale. Make of that what you will. Video Like Pro asks, 1. Any plans to do a with voices outside of RPG games, like from other genre games like shoot 'em ups or Toho or something? The simple answer to that question is no. Unless you count Secret of Mana Theater with voices, which was actually an animation based off a video game. The main reason I chose RPG Maker games to begin with was that I was able to record footage from the episodes at that time. I had at one point thought of doing Cuphead with voices, but right now time is not on my side. 2. Doesn't voice acting frisk hurt your voice? Oh yes, it hurts like hell. Especially after 30 or 40 minutes of doing lines, I can pretty much only do one episode a day. After that, I have to wait a bit in order to work up the energy to do another episode. 3. Ever consider making anime abridged? Not really. I mean, I'll never say never, but at this moment I'm already committed to doing Octopath Traveler Mission Abridged, and that series will take me years to make. Plus, I find it a bit easier to edit video games rather than anime at the moment. I mean, most of the good ones are already taken at this point. 4. Last one for this Q&A. Favorite games you play? I kinda like most Nintendo games, the Marios, Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, Fire Emblem. I'm also a fan of RPGs, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Bravely Default, and of course Octopath Traveler. Fuzzy Kawaii Coyote asks, I wonder if you're going to do Deltarune next. Will Deltarune be next? No, it will not be next. My next With Voices series will be Mad Father, and speaking of With Voices series, this will probably be the second to last With Voices series I have planned at this time. The next voting time I will do will be the last With Voices series I work on, at least for a while. I may do another one down the line if it catches my fancy, but I won't be doing Deltarune with voices. Ever. Now, a Deltarune abridged, on the other hand, that's probably a more likely thing to happen. However, I'm gonna have to wait for Toby Fox to finish it before I start abridging it. I prefer to work with finished projects as opposed to what is simply in episode 1. Mario Master K asks, was it worth it? Undertale is kinda hot seat. People are mixed about it. Let me first start off by saying this. Undertale is a very good game. It's not good for the same reasons that Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts is good, nor is it good for the same reason that Mario and Sonic are good, but it's good nonetheless. The game overall is simple, and simple is easy to toy around with. The character development is handled very well, and I dare you to find me a game developer who can make his own music and do it well. That being said, I'm kinda leaning towards, no. This game took me years to give the With Voices treatment to. Not only that, but I did it twice. Big mistake, but in the end, it had to be done this way in order to do it justice. However, to get the series to this level took me too damn long, which means I pretty much missed the Undertale bandwagon. Not only that, but later series like Eve with Voices and The Witch's House with Voices got much better reception than Undertale with Voices ever did, and they were shorter. Sorry to end this one on a low note, but sometimes reality's a bit disappointing. Anyways, looks like we're out of questions right now. Just wanted to thank you all for watching this, and with that, I hope to see you all next time with Octopath Traveler Mission Abridged and Mad Father with Voices. Until next time, teach out!
part walkthrough, part drama, part parody, and all kinds of awesome. So what are you waiting for? Let's get this show on the road.